What is the weirdest thing your body does that no one else's does? I sometimes have a weird singular hiccup that sounds more like a pig squeal than a hiccup. I only know right before it happens. Also sometimes when I sneeze I get a cramp that feels like a pen trying to come out of my taint. Also sometimes when I sneeze I get a cramp that feels like a pen trying to come out of my taint. That's oddly specific. And I know someone who does a single squeal hiccup. There's a rather unsightly birth defect that runs in my family. Yellow teeth. We smile like chain smokers, and no one in my family smokes. But the enamel itself is otherwise totally normal. My mother's teeth are actually more noticeably discolored than mine. I've never seen or met another person born with discolored teeth like mine. I have hypodontia. It makes my teeth look like fangs, since it's missing 2 teeth that come after the front teeth on each side. And it makes me have low self-esteem, since when I smile it looks like I'm some kind of vampire. Thank you to all of you who have complimented me on my teeth. My self-esteem has gone up a little, and I feel less shame about them. That sounds awesome. People buy fake teeth and shape their own to look like that, and you always have a super easy effective Halloween costume. Actually 2, since you could be a vampire or a werewolf. I really don't see a downside. Sadly we don't celebrate Halloween here, so there's no costumes or any of that. So I usually don't do open lip smile, unless it's with people I feel comfortable around, and that resulted in almost everyone thinking I'm a serious cold person, haha. I can whistle through my nose with my mouth closed. The sound is not much, but if it's a quiet room, especially a classroom with a strict teacher, the constant whistle seems considerable. I've heard many teachers search for the source of the sound in vain. One suggested it to be a gas leakage. Another suggested it to be coming from someone's mobile phone. Once in 10th grade, a teacher pointed out a boy accusing him of whistling, he wasn't. I was. The boy walked up to the teacher, and I whistled again through my nose. The teacher was convinced it wasn't my friend. God, I miss the classrooms. I can whistle from the back of my throat. It drives my husband crazy, so I pretty much only do it when I want to irritate him. Taking notes. I can whistle different tunes as well. I wish I could get to the bottom of why I gag constantly every time I'm uncomfortable. When I get tired, everything is 10x worse too. Too hot, gag. Too cold, gag. Pants too tight, gag. Pants too loose, gag. Gloves don't fit well, gag. Have to pee really bad, gag. Ate too much, gag. Glasses on for too long, gag. Shoes too tight, gag. Wearing socks while at home, gag. Literally anything around my neck, gag. Wearing a face mask for more than 5 minutes, gag. Work out too much, but still feel strong and want to push my body further, gag. I hate it. Is it possible sensory issues? I gag when brushing the front of my teeth, not even anything actually gag worthy. It's just because I hate the feeling of the toothbrush at the front of my mouth. Bro, are you a cat? You know how, when you try to open those produce bags at the grocery store, the things just won't open, and you have to lick your fingers to get the necessary grip on the plastic? I can voluntarily cause my hands to perspire and open those bags with ease every time. Same. I can make my hands sweat just by thinking about it. Unfortunately, my hands are naturally sweaty, so I usually have no problem with those bags. I'm missing a muscle in my right eye, so I can't move my eye without seeing double, or it looking in an opposite direction of my other eye. Edit. I'm really surprised by how much attention this comment has gotten. If you're interested, it's called Down Syndrome Type 2. Yeah, bunch of morbid MFS. 3 Edit 2. I can move my right eye, just not past a certain point, past the left of my nose. It's like a lazy eye, but can't be repaired. I just find ways around looking that way by closing the eye and using my good eye to see. I used to date a girl like you, until I found out she was seeing another guy on the side. My hair grows freakishly fast. It's probably not that uncommon, but it makes the people I know really jealous. Same here. It kinda sucks for me BC I like keeping it around shoulder length, and it grows fast. Good thing about it is I can try different cuts and stuff with it, because it will go away quickly in case I don't like it, lol. I can put my legs behind my head, And yes, I can reach the groin. If you want to ask further, when I was a teenager I could. 50 years later, not so much. The glory days. Don't think you'd need to visit the old glory, since you could just reap the benefits at home. I have a bizarre amount of control over my facial muscles, eyebrows, nose flaring, ears, you name it. I can twist my lips in ways I've never seen anyone else do, and no amount of googling has found me a name for it. I believe they call that actually being Jankari. Symptoms include inquisitive arrest, green skin above the neck, and the sneaking suspicion that your life is someone else's entertainment, and attacking the Monopoly guy. I can pop my fingers over and over as long as I want until they eventually get tired and I can't move them. I can also move my bottom eyelid side to side. I can dislocate my hip whenever I want, although I don't think that's uncommon. And finally, I can turn my tongue upside down, but I also don't think that's uncommon. That's called hypermobility. It's pretty cool, but I wouldn't suggest doing it all the time. It wears down your cartilage and starts to hurt after a while. I'm hypermobile in my shoulders. My hands, lower arms, knees and feet turn purple. The blood flow just slows down a little or stops completely when it is cold enough. When it is colder than 20°C. Been to the hospital to check on it, and they say it isn't any harmful disease, but I should not push it to the limits and I should keep my limbs warm. I can move my little toe independently from other toes, and it has quite some mobility. Move left, right, up, down and grab lol. So can mine. Now I'm questioning if this is normal. Sometimes my neck makes a weird feeling / sound. It sounds and feels like a rain stick pouring down the back of my neck. It's hard to describe, but I've searched all over the internet and never been able to find confirmation to anything explaining what it could be. I get this sometimes. When I researched it a while ago, the best explanation I came up with was that it was spinal fluid traveling / equalizing between the spine and brain. Not 100% sure, but it sounded legit to me. My family, all my growing up years, we eat sugar like it is the foundation of life. When my wife joined the family, she could not believe it. I went to be tested to see if I was diabetic for some procedure, and my blood sugar is literally the best that someone's can be. My family has a freakishly high sugar intake ability. Are you a highly intelligent fruit fly that has learned how to use a computer? Perhaps he is Jeff Goldblum. I can voluntarily make my stomach rumble. Can you stop it when you don't want to? Nope. Are you eternally hungry? I think there are horror stories that start off like this. I can dislocate my shoulder at will and relocate it without any pain or using any external forces. This was my unique thing. I guess we are not unique after all. I'll just pretend I didn't see this. You do the same. There you go. We both get to feel special again. Yeah. Now I also feel much less unique. When I pinch my nose shut, close my mouth and breathe out, air comes out of my eye. Careful with that one. I started out that way when I was younger. Now if I blow my nose too hard, snot comes out my eye socket. Snot comes out my eye socket. I can only get so erect. I'm not the only one, but I don't have depth perception. Like, I can't immediately tell how far something is away from my eyes if I don't have a frame of reference. I, apparently, see the world exactly like a TV screen. It is quite literally the most minor possible disability. Pretty much all I can't do is play basketball or football. I can drive fine. Been driving 7 years with no accidents. Every once in a while, I reach for a door handle and just miss it. My hand swinging through the air. Or the opposite, I reach for the door handle and just punch the door. I got officially diagnosed when I tried to join the military at 18. And reconfirmed it again at an eye doctor appointment a few years later. I briefly knew a guy who had this. He wanted me to take him hunting and teach him to shoot. He absolutely could not hit anything without a scope. With open sights on rifles, and especially shooting shotguns at moving targets. His shooting seemed essentially random. Hold up, you just explained so much about the particular problems I've been having with my guns. In retrospect, this is obvious. But damn if I didn't realize that my lack of depth perception was connected to me missing all the time with my handgun. My belly button leaks. You should probably see a doctor for that. If they're young, absolutely ask a doctor to check it out. A vitelline duct can be a serious issue. The longer you go without issue, the less likely you are to have complications. My son and I both have this thing where, when we go out into the sunlight, we both sneeze. Not sure why. We are the only people I know that this happens to. This is called fartic sneeze and it's genetic. It's why your son can do it too. It's autosomal dominantly inherited. It's not that uncommon. My husband and daughter both do it too. The catch here is, she's adopted. But it's actually pretty cute when they simul sneeze. I've seen people do this, but my husband can't, so I'm gonna allow it. I can move my toes basically any way I want. I can spread them out, move them up and down, left and right quite a bit. I'm always picking up things with my feet/toes. That's pretty common. The thing is, my husband is the only person I personally know who can't do it even a little bit. Like he can barely wiggle his big toe. I didn't even notice until we were playing with our kid one day as a toddler and my husband was shocked he could move his toes that much. I'm like, yeah, everyone can. But my son can only move them on his right foot and not the left foot. He got 1 foot from me and 1 foot from his dad. I can twist my right arm 360 degrees, so my hand lays flat on a table, but my arm's twisted like it's broken. Can't do it with my left though. My left ankle regularly cracks when walking. On and off. I'm talking loud cracks. Enough to startle anyone within 10 feet when it happens. Never caused me any pain whatsoever. Ortho says it's all okay. Just a snap crackle pop in ankle.